All right, so I'm live right now. I'm in my car. My girlfriend's driving. I'm not driving. I'm in passenger seat, and I believe reparations need to be paid. Now, if you don't agree with that, then I want to know why. And I want you to be civil with it. I want you to be reasonable. I don't want you to insult people. I don't want you to say anything mean. Just have a nice civil conversation. I believe reparations should be paid mainly because there's a debt that needs to be paid, and it needs to be made square. Now, when I say there's a debt that needs to be paid, I mean for all the building that my family and my people did in this country. Now, there's some people out there who says, "Well, that's in the past." Well, the problem with that, with making that statement, is that it's not just in the past; it affects us right now. See, the thing is, right? We understand that concept with every other group. It's just suddenly when it comes to foundational Black Americans, we don't get that. And I'm beating that drum because I want people to understand there's a reason why you need to care about reparations. Fixing Black America would actually fix America. You know, a significant portion of your homeless are actually Black Americans. A significant portion of people who are in poverty are Black Americans. A significant portion of people who are in student loan debt, who are in a lot of debt, are Black Americans. And no, that is not a reason to give student loan debt relief or tax relief and all that nonsense. I am not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into that because bottom line is cash solves all that. All right. No, I don't want benefits. I don't want land grants. I don't want any of that because, you know, like one documentary that I saw on Netflix, like it so aptly explained, people want to be a part of a solution to a problem, but they just don't want to pay for it. So if you want to talk about solutions, then guess what? Sometimes solutions will have to require to open up that wallet. And I understand that people are going to say, well, no one was a slave today. I understand that. But guess what? People who are sitting in mansions, who are profiting off of the past from their ancestors, how is that fair? How do you square that? Oh, it happened in the past, so it's square. Interesting. So is that the standard that you're going to have going forward? Because if it's not, then I suggest that you actually think differently. Flip your for real. Are you gonna make anything constructive, or are you gonna just troll? If not, then I would like for you to leave. But for those of you who want to have a conversation, I want to talk about reparations as to how it's going to help Black America and how it's going to help America in general. Like, for example, the reason why you don't keep one group of people in a constant state of poverty and destitution is mainly because it hurts the nation as a whole. And with that being said, when you kept people in slavery, that was actually hurting you financially. And so when you keep them in slavery via the 13th Amendment, when you keep them in slavery via denying them housing, when you deny them bank loans, when you keep them in certain conditions, when you underfund their schools, you underfund their libraries, you underfund their public education, you underfund pretty much every part and every aspect of their life. And even when they try to come up in the world, um, you know, basically with like Black Wall Street and other financial endeavors in the Black community, it was torn down. Let's see. One person says, listen, God said, oh, no man, nothing. This scripture doesn't have an expiration date attached to it. The Bible says a lot of things. Like, for example, the Bible says, pay to Caesar what is Caesar. The Bible also says that when I was hungry, you didn't feed me. When I was naked, you didn't clothe me. You have homeless people on the streets who are foundational Black Americans, and you're not feeding them. Are you going to stick to that too? If not, then don't mention God or the Bible ever again in this chat. Thank you. I can't say that on the stream, obviously, but the Bible says many things. And I find that people who mention the Bible rarely ever follow it. So, basically, there's a lot of comments here. So that's one here. It says by New York Jet says Black America is still dealing with the repercussions from slavery. So why not give them reparations? Exactly. If you do that right, then it's square. You have no reason to feel guilty anymore. You have no reason to feel bad anymore. You've made it square. Granted, it doesn't fix all the problems, but it's a start. It's a show of good faith. It would actually repair a lot of the social ills that we feel in this country, and that was said 50 years ago by our own government. So what you have to understand is that if you fail to acknowledge problems that exist within Black America, if you fail to acknowledge problems that exist that were caused from outside of Black America, then you're not only doing yourself a great disservice, you're doing the country a great disservice. Someone asked a question in the chat, and I just don't understand what they're talking about. So, anyways, Anna, how you doing, Anna? How you doing? Long time no see. Likes to see you in the chat. So, Chad Ryder says, "Quit making excuses." Chad, I'm gonna give you opportunity, Chad. Right, Chad? I'm gonna give you opportunity to make a good impression on me. I want you to comment with something that's actually productive, right? Right. Nana in Virginia, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? New York Jets says, right, is a good start, and it will take African Americans multiple generations to fully recover. We don't really do the term African Americans. We use foundational Black Americans. African Americans, the reason why we don't use that, mainly because there are some white people who are claiming to be African American too. So we use foundational Black American because you can't just remix it, right? You can't just steal that. Now, I understand that people are pretty upset with you know, the terminology because it can be exclusive, but that's the point, right? So, Chad, equal opportunities. We haven't had equal opportunities for generations. That's been proven. We have actual Supreme Court cases with that. And now, if you fail to acknowledge that, you won't be able to comment in any more in the freaking chat. All right. So I want you to be constructive and not destructive. Not disruptive. Just be constructive, man. Is it too difficult? All right, Chad. Well, I'll see you some other time, buddy. See, I try to give them chances, right? I want to be constructive, like actually have a conversation, like actually back and forth. If you just can't talk, right? You just can't just say stuff. And by the way, not everybody is a religious person, so you can't just mention God and stuff. So that's just you can't use that as a crutch to get out of things. Okay, you can't get that. All right. No, I misunderstood the statement. I apologize then. But my thing is just I want people to understand it has to be cash. It can't be some other excuse me. Let me hop out. It can't be just be some other benefit, some kind of like push off. Because my thing is that if y'all claiming rights and yet still claiming, what is that supposed to mean? I'm unsure. Funny thing that every person I know here is poor and seem to be fine. That's not true. And disproportionate amount of them are not fine. They come over here to get benefits that are given to them by other people in spite of us. So I don't believe that that's actually accurate. And so you can't just throw things out here, in like anecdotal statements. Anecdotal statements don't really do anything for us. That doesn't. Don't just say, hey, these other people come over here and they do fine. Well, a lot of white people don't. That's my kind of argument. What's your excuse for them? None. Thank you. Anyways, tell me what races got irrelevant. Irrelevant. If you post irrelevant comments, I can't have you here. If you're just gonna be facetious too and just troll, I can't have you here either. Papa Mike, why do you think there shouldn't be any reparations? And I want you to hop into the guest request, sir, because you have over 1,000 followers. Rich, are you gonna actually be productive or what? All right, Rich. Well, since you're gonna be disruptive, I can't have you here. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk. Let's actually have a discussion as to why you think reparations should not be paid. Papa Mike, don't give me any excuse. Right? Dale is big time. Yeah, I would say that. I would say cash payments mostly because the thing is that people push things like education benefits, and that just ends up being affirmative action. And affirmative action mostly benefits people who are not not black. Is there slavery to they? Yes, there is the 13th Amendment. Daryl Turner says, I don't owe you any. Daryl, make an argument. If you just post stuff like this, I can't have you in the chat. All right, so why are you skipping my history facts? I'm here to talk. Nate, you're not pushing out facts. Okay? I'm going to give you another shot here. Dan also says, hey, man, glad to see you live again. Absolutely. What's up, Dan? Papa Mike says, I did nothing to you and owe you nothing. Okay, Papa Mike. I'm gonna say it one more time. Hop into the guest request or just don't comment again. Okay. Pete Weber says asking questions but mute people when you. All right, Pete. Well, you got to get muted too then. I want a conversation. I don't want trolling. It's not a conversation. Restorations. That's just. See, that's what conversation is that, man? Just trolling. Who's going to pay reparations? The federal government. I understand that not every white person had anything to do with it, but guess what? Guess what? There's a lot of things we pay for that I have nothing to do with. Now, if you try to ignore that point or talk around it, I'm going to ban you from the chat. So have a conversation. Respond to that. Don't talk around it. Nate, bye. So let's have a conversation. Let's talk about why you think reparations should not be paid with an actual argument. An actual argument. Self-dial, yes. Yes, the same ones that my grandfather and my grandmother and my mother and my father paid for Japanese reparations. Yes, same ones. Now, I want you to come up with a way to pay them back, or don't comment in the chat again. I want you to tell me how wrong it was for them to pay for Japanese internment camps that we had nothing to freaking do with because it wasn't controlled by black people. Explain that, or don't comment again. Don't talk around it either. Thank you. Hellfire says about 6% of the population own slaves. And your point? We were all slaves. Maybe only 6% of you did it, but we were all slaves. Your argument is terrible. Let's try it again. So Mia's son says, my white son's got no college benefits. And? Your point? Same goes with Indians. Okay. They owe us cash money. They don't tell us spend it either. Why does anyone owe you? Daryl, I've explained that to you. Daryl, don't ask that question again. Mia's son says, you're trying to control the narrative. It's my chat, Mia. It's my chat. See, you probably used to come into chats with black folks and just bullying them around and just saying whatever you want to say. It's my chat. If you don't want to be here, you can leave. But I'm trying to have a conversation with people who want to talk and not troll. Trolling is not talking. Saying the same silly stuff over and over and over again, that's not talking. That's just seeing yourself type stuff. Seth Dow says, call in debt to the other countries to pay for reparations. Seth, that is the worst argument I've heard. And for that, sir, I no longer want to hear from you. See what I mean? Conversations, right? Let's talk. Let's talk. Can't have my money to get your own, Mia. Then why are you here? If you know nothing's going to change your mind, then why are you here talking about reparations? You can only disrupt at this point, right? So why are you here? Okay. Let's see. Every ethnicity has been in slavery at one point in history, but it happened here. So pay up. See. Let's see. Flippy for real says white were slaves, and your point. T Storm VA says the whole country benefit from economic for slavery. Yep, absolutely. Jamie Dart Somner says, can you explain the flag on your hat? I've never seen a green and red flag. It's green, red, and black. Foundation of Black American. It means I'm a foundational Black American. Or just a hat that I liked, honestly. But thank you for the compliment. Laura Warren King says, we're ourselves. Papa Mike says, you came up on my cup. But you can hop into the guest request, sir. I'm going to give you one more chance. Let's see. Scooter B says, didn't do African people or Jews. That has nothing to do with America. If you mention any other country but America, you're not trying to have a conversation. You're trolling, and I don't want to talk to trolls right now. Lord Knife War King says, what's up, brother? What's up, my FBA brother? What's up? Lord Knife War King, you should follow that brother. He is on point. I love him. Papa Mike says, for your page. Okay, well then still, if you're going to be here, then actually participate or just leave. New York Jet says, I really don't understand how people think that the repercussions of it still aren't being felt. I don't either. Slave Revolt says, we are the only ones that experience chattel slavery, uniquely American. Yeah, absolutely. Anna finally says, gives my every reason to God. T-shirt Patriot says money doesn't solve problems. It's a heart problem. I don't care if it doesn't solve problems. We still want it. A debt is owed. Flipping for US's point is only people of color get the reps. No, only foundational Black Americans really. We can kind of like limit it. Fox says we are mobilizing. Brenda Lamb says America just need to pay what they owe. Point blank. Period. Yep. Jamie Sumner says thank you for explaining. Yep. I can tell you that word to get off. If I could talk to you, I could give you a great answer as I did rep. Okay, cool. Meadow 9988 says wouldn't reps be paid with taxes? Yeah, it would be. Same ones that were paid for Japanese and also the Italians. No one was worried about it then, so don't worry about it now. Flippy for real says only people because rep. Yep. Anna finally says tell them ACAP. Yeah, absolutely. Meadow 9988 says American taxes would pay for reps, which means you would be paying for it. That's fine. Same ones that were paid for Japanese and the Italians. If you ignore that again, I'm going to ban you from the chat. Meadow. You actually acknowledge that. You don't just keep talking past that. You actually acknowledge points when it's brought up to you. It's called a conversation. Two ways. And it's my chat. So, you know. Freddie the Great says, hey, how you doing? How you doing, sir? Papa Mike, he says, you keep coming up on my For You page. Okay, well then guess what? I can make it easy for you. There you go. You see, how you gonna sit here in a freaking chat room, right? Knowing you can leave at any point and then complain, well, you keep coming up on my For You page. You want to be here to disrupt. Just say that, man. Be honest. See, you can't have honest conversations with dishonest people. Right? Right? Here we go. Fox 24 says, I can't have conversations because they know that they're in the wrong. Absolutely. So T-Storm BA says the value of slavery comparable today is valued by Apple Corp, Microsoft, and Amazon. Fox 24 says, yep, I'd rather have our tax dollars help the people out than help the rich. Superstar AO says, sorry to tell you, brother, black persons don't exist. God. Okay, you got to go. Anybody says anything like that, ban them from the chat. That's just silly stuff. It's the title, guy. He might be arguing with Russia. Maybe. I don't know. Fox 24. Maybe. Freddie the Great says, some people are goofy, man. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Anna Fine says, haha, the Italians. T-shirt picture says, anger and hate only lead to suffering. Money changes nothing. I know the VA paid up. I chose healing. T-shirt Patriot. You have more than 1,000 followers. I want you to hop into the actual guest request. Okay. I want you to explain to me how what you're saying makes any sense. You have more than 1,000 followers. I don't want to hear the excuses. You're a veteran. I'm a veteran too. 100%. I'm 100%. Yeah, I'm at 100%. So I don't want to hear your excuses, sir. You should have bravery to come and face me, sir. Don't want to hear your excuses. Anyways, Freddie Gray says some people are goofy, man. Yeah, I already read that. Let's see. Lord Ninth War King says, who's wrong? Oh boy. Kev Frank says, great content as usual, brother. Love the moderation. Absolutely. Dale Raging says, don't forget the GI Bill that black people never got. Absolutely. Fox 24, the whites. Yep, absolutely. Mod me, bro. Mod you. Let me go ahead and mod you. Let me see if I can. You're already moderated. Meadow 9988 says, do you think if reps were paid, would it hurt the economy? No, it would not. It would actually help the economy. It's been proven that it would stimulate the economy unlike anything else in American history. Flippy for real says, I'm Polish. Should I get paid? No. Flip you. No. What does a Polish have anything to do with America? See, this is when people start getting to goofy talk. See, when it comes to our paper, when it comes to our checks, people start getting to freaking goofy talk. Goofy talk. You didn't heard Japanese people. You didn't heard Italian people. You didn't heard Irish, Scottish people. You done heard every deflection. Just admit it. You owe a debt, just pay it. Just pay it. Good Lord. It can't be that hard, man. Hornaday Quickfire says, does reparations have to be cash paid to individuals? Yes. Yes. It'll actually be a lot cheaper than you think it's actually going to be. We're going to actually limit it, right? Limited to foundational black Americans, which means that excludes some parts of the African diaspora. I understand that's going to be an issue, right? But with that being said, that does make it cheaper. It makes it more feasible. Now, with that being said, as soon as we get reparations, we're going to build things up here, and we're going to help the African diaspora as we always have done. There's not been one point in American history in which we were released from chains and didn't help the African diaspora. The only reason why they're even here right now is because of us. No white people wanted them here. We fought for them to come here. We all know that. So we would help them immediately. However, it would be limited to foundational Black Americans or direct descendants of slaves, right? And so with that being said, if you do that, that would make it square in terms of like finances. Now, that doesn't fix the white supremacy that some of y'all engage in, but it would make it square. Do you see? It actually helps, right? So with that being said, if you do that, what would happen is whoever party does that first is a party that Black people are going to flock to, right? So when they flock to them, what's going to happen is they're going to give you their votes. They're going to help you out. Because the one thing about Black folks is that once you help us out, we will look out for you. So with that being said, if you fix some parts of Black America, you're not only addressing parts of Black America, you're addressing parts of America in general. When you address people who are homeless, right, a good bit of your homeless are Black Americans. So when you fix that problem, you're not only fixing, Black America by giving them cash payments and getting them off the streets, you're taking a significant portion of the homeless off the streets instantly. You're lifting people out of poverty instantly. You're getting people help instantly. You're helping people put bills on. You are helping people put food on the table and pay their bills instantly. Now, I think I've heard various payment amounts. I've heard in California $100,000 per foundational Black American. Rathchild, I am right here in the chat, so you can hop to the guest request. You have over 1,000 followers. No excuses. No excuses. But I just think, right? I just think that if you don't pay a debt as a society, what's going to happen is that society is going to crumble eventually, because karma is a thing. Energy is a thing. That whole energy thing, that's real. You will get what you do to people, you will get back. And America's feeling it right now. You have to do right by people. You can't just do wrong by people for generations. And then expect to prosper. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So if you just pay the debt one time, make it square. What's up, Lord of Bones? What's going on? If you just make it square, that's it. Right? What's going on, my man Radical? What's going on? Slave Revolt, how you doing? Do the right thing. Absolute. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. You can fix America by fixing Black America. Give out them cash payments. And once you do that, just don't repeat the same white supremacy that got you there in the first place. That's going to be it for me tonight, guys. I got to go eat some more Wendy's with my girl. Love you all. Nice conversation. Horns up. Peace out. Good night and good luck.